So in today's video, we are going to be speaking about visual language. Visual language when it's applied to photography. Now, personally, I think that visual language is one of the most important things when it comes to photography. It's all about how your photo comes across, the ones that stand out from the crowd and the ones that people just walk by. With correct visual language and good knowledge of visual language, your photography will be elevated to the next level. So through doing these free video tutorials on YouTube and through doing my workshops here in London and across the world, I get a lot of questions about visual language. So I thought the best thing to do would be to make a short YouTube series. This is the first of the series. There will be a number after this for you all to watch and better understand what visual language is, and so that I can explain it step by step and break it down into its many sections. Once you have learned about visual language, you will be able to create much better photography using 1 or 2 elements of visual language, or using 4 or 5 elements of visual language. And sometimes even 1 element of visual language can make that photo pop. In each one of these videos, we will cover a single visual pattern at a time. So in each one of these videos, I will introduce you to what that visual pattern is, how you can potentially use it in your photography, and how to spot it when you're out in your environment, whatever that environment might be. So you might be a landscape photographer, or you might be a cityscape photographer, or you might be a portrait photographer, or you might be a property photographer or a street photographer. These visual languages and these visual patterns will apply to all types of photography. I'll also show you examples of how I use these visual patterns in my own personal work. And I will then give you exercises so that you can use and apply this newfound knowledge into your photography and your frames. So I know this video series will help you out. So make sure you watch it all and you take the examples and you apply them to your photography. Your photography will go up to the next level. There is no doubt about that. But first of all, in the next section, I just want to explain what visual language is, what visual patterns are, so that we can all have a recap together. So what is visual language, visual patterns? What am I talking about? Well, let's take music as an example. Musical patterns, musical language, there is a language to music. And let's take the piano. So each note has its own tone. I mean, I'm not a musician. I don't know anything about music, but I know each key has a different tone and it is a different note, and they have a different meaning and a different expression and a different feel. You have the high notes at one end and you have the more bassy notes at the other end, and then together they can form a musical pattern, a musical melody, let's say. So individually they have a single meaning, but when you put them together, they can have a totally different meaning. They can sound relaxing together, or they can sound uplifting together, or euphoric, or scary, or high tempo, or low tempo. And from these multiple notes being put together, you have the intro, you then have the drop of the track, you then have the chorus, you have the bass line, you have all these different elements that are then put together that then make up that musical track. And a music producer obviously goes a lot deeper into this world. There's the melody, there's the harmony, there's the form, there's creative expression, texture, layering. It's so in-depth, and this is the language of music. And once somebody is deep into the world of music, they understand musical patterns, and that elevates their music and their work to a whole new level. So that's an example of musical language. Now we're applying that to photography language, visual patterns. Now visual patterns are around you everywhere that you go. Let's look at movies, for example. One of my favorite directors is Wes Anderson. His visual movies are phenomenal. He uses a lot of visual patterns, as you can see on screen here, and it really draws the attention of the viewer into each frame. Him and his team have spent hours and hours constructing the patterns, the visual patterns of each of these frames in his movies. Look at the leading lines here. Look at the color tones here. They have all been selected with great thought and great detail. Nothing in his frame is there by accident. Now, if you gave an amateur a camera, or an intermediate person with camera, or there are even many directors that have made movies for a very, very long time that don't even come close to Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is a master of visual language and visual patterns. If you go into a high-end restaurant, you will see that the architect of that restaurant, the designer of that restaurant, understands visual languages to a high degree, using leading lines, using light to shape the environment, using complementary colors, framing, and so on. If you go into your average Joe restaurant or cafeteria, you see that it has a totally different feel. These are the sort of things that I'm talking about, and these are the things that can be applied to photography. Visual language and visual patterns, when applied to photography, will make your work outstanding. It will take your work to a whole new level. So one other thing that I want to say about visual language and visual patterns is that they are different to photography rules. Photography rules, like for example, having the correct shutter speed when you're taking a photo to stop something from blurring, or blurring something by purpose. My point here is that photography rules can be broken. Visual language and visual patterns cannot be broken. You either use them correctly or you don't. If you don't use them correctly, it will not work and it will make your photography worse. So let's get started with our first visual pattern. And why not get started with visual lines? As I've already mentioned it earlier in the video, and I've given you some examples. So click on this next video right here and we'll get started with leading lines.